This is the Tech Phantom, and welcome to episode 11 of this Dark Souls Easy Mode walkthrough. If you've been following the walkthrough so far, you've noticed that the game indeed has gotten quite a bit easier with the specific build. And in this video, we are going to go into New Lundo, and we are going to clear out the area completely, and we are going to pick up just about every single item that's available there. Now, it's possible to run through New Lundo and avoid a lot of the enemies, but for those of you that like to pick up all of the items and see every single area of the game, and I think there are quite a bit of new players, what I am going to do on this walkthrough and what I have been doing is I've been completely clearing out all of these areas and facing the boss. So I'm going to continue to do that over the next couple of episodes. In this one, we're going to go into New London Ruins, and then the next one we're going to go into the Duke's Archives. Now, we're not going to take on the bosses quite yet because this is an easy mode walkthrough, so we choose to have better stats and come back to the boss later on. The game doesn't force us to fight the bosses, but we will clear out the areas, and there's actually quite a bit of soul items here, so that's going to allow us to progress our build even more. And we actually need quite a bit of souls now to increase to level up. I think we need something like 18,000 or 19,000 souls for each level up. Alright, so we are in New London Ruins, and I picked up a Transient Curse, and the Transient Curse is going to allow you to damage the ghosts. If you do not have the Transient Curse cast on yourself, you will not be able to damage the ghosts, and you will not be able to block their attacks. And they have pretty strong attacks, and they can stun you. And we picked up 2 Transient Curses, and we popped one right away. And by breaking the spot, we are actually able to pick up 2 more Transient Curses. And the ghosts have a very high incidence for dropping Transient Curses, so it's not really necessary to equip the Covetous Ring to increase your drop rate. You can, but we won't need it. Later on, you're also going to be able to pick up another 2 Transient Curses, so you'll have 6 Transient Curses to get through this area. So we are very easily picking off the ghost at range with Great Soul Arrow, and we're doing 300 damage to the ghosts, and that takes them out in one shot. So this is the difficulty with the ghosts is that they can surround you, and if they hit you, if they dead angle you, if they hit you from a side or an angle where the shield is not going to block their attacks, and if you don't have enough poise, and you would need quite a bit of poise in order to avoid this, you will get stunned. And if you're stunned and if you get hit again by other ghosts, they could quickly overwhelm you and you'll quickly die. Alright, so there you see off in the distance that one of the ghosts dropped an item, and it's a Transient Curse. So as you can see, we already have 6 Transient Curses, and we're going to pick up an additional 2 Transient Curses. So we can take the enemies out with Great Soul Arrow, or we can take them out with the Lightning Spear. And we took out that female ghost that is guarding 2 more Transient Curses. So our stock of Transient Curses is pretty good right now. So even if we were to die and had to repeat this area, we would have plenty of Transient Curses to do so. Alright, so we're going to kick this ladder down, and that's going to open up a shortcut that if you were to die, it will allow you to bypass the first set of ghosts and come up directly here. So it would make the way forward a little bit easier. And we proceed to this building structure, and there's going to be a bunch of ghosts inside of this building. And again, the difficulty with the ghosts is not only that they can overwhelm you, but they can hit you through walls. So You won't even tell where they are, and their arms could reach out and grab you, or they could attack you with a knife. All right, so we see a whole train of ghosts coming at us, and that could be a little bit of a intimidating sight. But look at this, guys! With Great Soul Arrow, we took those enemies out very quickly, very easily. So far, this has been another stroll through the park. There is absolutely no stress once we realized that we can take the ghosts out at range with Great Soul Arrow. We're not even giving them a chance to get close to us. So, again, easy mode is making its presence felt here. Alright, so we picked up some humanity and we're going to go on top of the building structure. And there is the ghost off in the distance. And he's guarding a rare ring of sacrifice, which we will pick up. And there's going to be another ghost coming through underneath the roof. Now, he is underneath us, and what I should have done is equip the lightning spear and taken him out with the lightning spear because Great Soul Arrow sailed over his head. But it's okay. I just backed up. After I got hit, I backed up. I took an Estus flask, and then I moved back so that I had a good shooting angle to take out the ghost. All right, so now we're gonna go into an inner room that has more ghosts, and I'm going to use Homing Soul Mass this time. And I'm going to take out these ghosts. Now that female ghost can actually fire lightning magic at you. And she has more hit points than the other ghosts. And it looks like we're done with ghosts because they didn't appear. I have some Homing Soul Mass equipped just in case. Now the other thing that you saw happen is that my transient curse wore out. And it was not sort of shadowed. It wasn't... it got highlighted again. So that's an indication that transient curse has run out, and you need to recast it if you want to attack the ghosts. All right, so we talked to that Remedition, and he's got a little bit of lore going on. And again, I know I've been mentioning this in every video. I'm not going to talk about lore in this walkthrough. So if you want to know about the lore, please look at the lore specific walkthrough in my channel. And he gave us a key that's going to allow us to proceed. And we also recast Transient Curse so that we're able to damage any ghosts that are left. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to kill this ghost. And he's guarding a Curse Bite ring. Now, it's not essential that you pick up the Curse Bite ring, and that's because there is armor in the game with very, very high curse resistance. In addition, the Remedition sells a curse remedy, a curse cure spell. It requires humanity in order to work, but it's not essential that you pick up the Curse Bite ring, because if you don't, you can actually use armor that has very high curse resistance. And actually, Dusk's armor has very, very high curse resistance, especially her skirt. All right, so we've come back to this area here, and if you go up the circular stairs, you will pick up the composite bow. And again, I don't do bows, for sure not in this walkthrough, other than one time that will come later on. But I didn't pick up the composite bow this time. And we turn that big lever, and that is going to drain the water out of New London ruins, and that's going to let us access the lower levels of New London. And we're going to be confronted with a new enemy. So we come back to this elevator, and we're going to bring it up. Now, the new enemy that we're going to be confronted with is called the Dark Wraith, and they're very, very tough. They use a sword that allows them to do 3 and 4 hit attack combos. They have very high poise, and they also have a shield on their left hand that blocks um, magic and elemental damage. And half the time they have the shield equipped as they're advancing to you. The other time they either one hand or they're two hand their weapon. So I've switched to the stone set, and I put on the hornet ring to show you that the lightning spear is not that good against these guys. Um, we actually, even with the hornet ring, we have to hit him a few times. It looks like we have to backstab him once, and then we got to hit him a couple of times. Now, the reason I've put on the stone set is because if these guys hit you, they'll stun you. And I don't have a lot of vitality, and they do a ton of damage. So if you're stunned and you get hit more than once, or if I get hit more than once with this build, I will probably die. So the stone set is going to provide me with resistance, defense, but it's also going to provide me with poise, and that will prevent me from being stunned. Alright, so we've switched to the Gargoyle's Halberd, which we made in the previous episode. And you can see that the Gargoyle's Halberd is plenty strong enough to take out the Dark Wraiths in a single backstab. So the easiest way to take out the Dark Wraiths is to backstab them. You can also parry and riposte them, and I will show that in a little bit. And it's actually good practice to do that on these enemies, especially with the gear that we have, because we can take one hit and we won't be stunned. So we can recover if we miss the parry. Now, I don't recommend parrying them on their swinging attacks. I recommend parrying them on their thrusting attack. They have an attack where they run up to you and they thrust forward, and it's pretty easy to time the parry and riposte on that attack. That attack right there that enemy did. And as you could see, he hit me and I was not stunned because of the stone set. Now these guys have have a high incidence, or have a chance to drop Titanite chunks, which we need to upgrade our Gargoyle's Halberd. So we are going to equip the Gold Covetous Serpent Ring to try to increase our drop rate for chunks. They also have the capability to drop Titanite slabs, so you definitely want to put on the Gold Serpent Ring here. Alright, so we pick up some humanity, and then we're going to go up another set of spiral staircases, and it leads us up in the area opposite to where the ghosts were, and we pick up a soul item, and then if we continue moving forward, we're going to pick up another very important item, and that item is the very large ember, which we can give to Andre and will allow us to upgrade normally upgraded weapons all the way up to a 15. Now we're not going to be making much use of this, although it will allow us to upgrade our shields to 15. But for weapons, we're not going to be making use of the very large ember because our vitality and our strength and dexterity is not high, so it makes more sense to use an elemental weapon as opposed to try to go the normal path, because we don't have the stats that will scale with a normally upgraded weapon and will increase its damage. So you saw me there parry and riposte a Dark Wraith, and he dropped the Titanite chunk. So I'm going to be trying to not parry too much because this is easy mode, and the less risky and the easiest way to get through the Dark Wraiths is to circle to their right or to their left and just to backstab them. And with the +3 Lightning Gargoyle's Halberd. One backstab does the job. Alright. So there's going to be an illusory wall here. And there is a little alcove over there. And a Dark Wraith is guarding a chest. And that chest has a Titanite chunk. So we definitely want to pick it up. But before we do that, we're going to go into this structure, into this building. Now, normally if you come back here later, there will be ghosts, so you have to be careful. You either have to fight the enemies out here, or you have to use a transient curse to take care of the ghosts. But we've already cleared the ghosts, so the ghosts are gone. But there is a mass of souls in here. And the previous mass of souls we took out with the lightning halberd. But for this one, we can just easy mode it and use soul spear. And the mass of souls goes down pretty quickly. And here's another Dark Wraith. And I'm just gonna parry this one. Just hold up my shield and protect from that AoE. And here's another chest that has more Titanite chunks. So we're getting lots of Titanite chunks here. We should be able to upgrade our Lightning Gargoyle Halberd. And there's one more Dark Wraith that's going to come out of the shadows in here. Very menacing. But not very difficult with the combination of the stone set, the crest shield, and the Lightning Gargoyle's Halberd. Now that's the fog door, and the boss of this area is the Four Kings, and we could take on the Four Kings right now. We probably should go back to the bonfire and refresh our spells, but like I said earlier, this is easy mode, so we're going to choose to come back a little bit later when we have better stats. The game doesn't force you to fight bosses in any specific order or at any specific time for the most part. So we're just going to take advantage of that and choose not to fight the Four Kings at this point. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to pick up another soul item, which is next to the building in this area here. It's a little bit hidden. And that's it, guys. We have cleared New Londo, and we have cleared the path forward to the Four Kings. And now we're going to go back to the bonfire. And we are going to use all of the soul items that we picked up, or most of them, to level up. And we're also going to upgrade our halberd. So we have enough chunks that we are able to take it to a plus 14 and to plus 4, and then we'll use the slab to take it to a plus 5. So now we have a really strong alternative way of dealing damage. And somebody asked in a comment if the Claymore would be okay to upgrade, and the answer is yes. You can actually upgrade. An Uchigatana would work, a Claymore would work, or any kind of a halberd would work. All right, so now we're just going to spend some souls, and we are going to level up again. And this time we are going to take our intelligence up to 50, and that's going to do it for intelligence. We've gotten to the number that we wanted. And somebody had asked about publishing the stats for this character, and since I'm showing how I level up, I thought that would be a little bit easier to do. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. This is the Tech Phantom signing off.